Hey guys, Jenny from Excel Performance Group. I recently had a chance to sit down with Ross McCombs, who has been a racer for 30 plus years, and he gave us some interesting information about why he believes our product is better than our competition. Let's hear what he had to say.
My job, my full-time job that I had at the time was through Musco Lighting, where we spun reflectors for the lighting poles, and as we were going through those over the years, I noticed one of them was making some ballistic missile cones for the military, and I asked him, hey, I got this problem with my race cars, and could you spin me a bell housing for my car, which would solve the problem of the concentricity, because the spinning process, what that does for you is it the same thing we need in the lighting was it gave you a lot more strength. It gave you stability in the bell housing. It also work hardened it to about 85,000 psi versus the hydroform, which is 36,000 psi. So at that point we had no intent on starting a business, and we had them build a couple for our own personal cars, and so we just took a plate and welded it to the back of it, drilled the bolt patterns, and we used it for a couple years. As we started winning, we started going through techs, and now other people started seeing, where in the heck did you get that bell housing at? And so, well, we just made them. And so I said, can you make us one? And so that's how QuickTime started. Several points why QuickTime is better than really any hydroform is you've got reduced weight. You're under half the weight of a hydroform bell, typically. It's a lot smaller, so if you're trying to put this into a vehicle that you've got a little bit of clearance, it's actually smaller than an OEM bell housing. So you've got a lot more room to work with headers and all the things they're putting on cars now. There's just physically a lot more room in the motor compartment. The other thing with the QuickTime bell is we've got the best applications, hands down in the market, with the flexibility on what transmissions we can put on the different cars. Not only in manuals, but in automatics. Generally, we've got about 275 different models in stock with over 4,200 applications. And on top of that, we do approximately 75 to 100 custom bells, which we call custom bells. Maybe they're not a large enough need for them at this point that we want to put them in inventory, but there's a large enough, people want them, and it's not that hard for us to build one. So we put a plate off something we've never done before onto an existing bell and do basically a one-off. And so we'll do 80 to 100 of those a year.
Well, it's always great to hear from someone else just how great our brands really are and what a competitive advantage we really do have. Stay tuned in the future for more fun facts about all of our brands.